Hi, Tom, mymotionfitness.co.uk. So I want to show you two movements, and I want you to see if you can see the difference between the two. So first one, just a step back and a step forward. Step back, step forward. Very simple. Now, what's the difference to this one? Step back, step forward. Step back, step forward. Step back, step forward. The difference is in what's grounding us to the floor, to the surface we're on. If we're talking about solid foundations, this word stability that we talk a lot about, from the hips and the pelvis, from our shoulders, wherever we're pushing off, we've got to think about the surface that we're pushing off from. Here we're talking about the ground. So the difference in those two movements was the ankle, the foot, the heel, what was happening at that base level. So in the first one, I let my heel come back and I step forward, step back, step forward. In the second one, I fixed the ankle and I was pushing from that solid, fixed ankle position. And if you want to talk about being able to have an awareness of how we're moving, the stability we have and the control we have around our joints, around the ankle, the pelvis, the shoulder girdle up here, we need to be able to learn how we can switch on, switch off, and isolate these areas to know that we've got that feeling of control. So when we're standing, our foot, our ankles, pretty much at right angles. So as we step back, we want to keep it at that strong right angle position. The position doesn't actually change. So as I step back, I keep it solid, I keep it fixed. As soon as I let the heel go back, my pelvis has to follow. Unless I've got very good mobility in my hip here, the hip flexors, it's always going to have to lead, and it just sets me into an overreached position. But if I fix that ankle, it's solid, it's not going to move. So if I'm talking about stability up here and power and strength, that needs to refer down as well to what's connecting me to the floor, what I'm pushing off from. So to have a fixed ankle is going to make it a much more solid surface for me to then push off from, whatever it might be doing. Whether it's doing a reverse lunge in the gym, or whether or not I'm pushing a car, starting a car, a solid base to push off from. Or maybe I have a stumble, like, whoa, I can catch myself. But having stability in that ankle, if I don't, then almost it's ruining the stability that I've created and built up upstream, up, my pelvis or wherever it might be. So have a little thought about what's grounding you to the floor. What am I pushing off from? Like talking about walking up a sand dune or walking up concrete steps. One's a solid, stable surface. The other one's all slippery and slidey. So an ankle that is hypermobile or loose is like that sand dune. It's all slippery. But walking up a solid concrete step, it's solid, isn't it? So thinking about what's connecting us to the ground and how can I make it even more solid. Obviously, we want lots of mobility in our ankles and get them moving in lots of different ways, similar to our pelvis. But when we're loading, when we're moving dynamically or fluid movement, we want stability. We want to be able to isolate those areas so we can know when to turn them on, when to switch them off. Having that control and that feeling of control is a key skill that we can learn that will make such a critical difference to everything we do. Have a little play with that. Think about it when you're doing any of these kind of movements. I'll talk to you very soon. Thank you.